welcome back to my channel. I'm Tony, and if you follow me, you know that I'm in the middle of building the Baja, and today's session's all about the engine. I'll come back to that in a second, but you may have noticed my cast is gone. I broke my wrist seven weeks ago, and it's been a nightmare, but it's off now. I've still got to take things a little bit easy, so I'm back building my Baja, but I have also started, or restarted should I say, my Series 1 build as well on the Armatech Land Rover. And if you're following that, look on the playlist, you'll see that I've also just left a video on there of me restarting the Series 1, which is just out of camera shot at the moment. But anyway, back to the Baja. By the way, I'm really enjoying building this. I love building this. In fact, it's given me a lot more pleasure than I ever imagined. But today is all about the engine. Now, so I've got to do some mods to this engine, because at the moment, and I don't know if you'll be able to see on here, the engine goes in the orientation of, it is something like that. So the clutch is this side, the pull start's this side, air filter on the front here, and the exhaust on the back. But the exhaust, if I move some stuff out of the way, maybe you can see that, the exhaust is clashing with the back frame. So this has to come off, and I've got another exhaust to go on here, which will fit through here and through here. Then the air filter has to come off, because it's currently clashing also with the fuel tank, and I'll put on the HPI circular air filter that is comes with the kit. And then the only other thing I'm going to do while I've got the engine off is to attempt to install a kill switch. Now, I've looked it up, I have never done one before, so it's going to be trial and error, but that involves removing this whole pull start plate here and pulley system. Just hope I don't mess things up, and there's lots of unexpected springs and stuff that go on, but it's got to come off, because I really want to fit a kill switch to this, because if this loses control or loses connection with the radio handset, this is just going to go 40 miles an hour, and where it's going to end up, who knows. So it really needs to be on something like this, it needs to be fitted. So that's the goal today. And if I get a chance and it all fits, I'll bolt it onto the chassis, and that will complete today's session. So as I normally do, I will reposition the camera and we'll get started. So the first thing we've got to do is we've got to get this faceplate off here, and there is, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 big hex fixings and 2 big Phillips or crosshead fixings. So let's see if we can, how difficult this is to get off. That's tight. I guess it should be. Yeah. That's good. So that's there loosened. So let's. I've seen a couple of videos on this, so I'm going to pop those in there. So, but I'm not completely confident I know what I'm doing here. So this could all go horribly wrong. I hope not. They do supply kill switches for RC owners like myself, and they don't, or the remote kill switch, I should say. This is the kill switch on the engine itself, but you know, if you lose radio signal and this thing starts tearing off at 40 miles an hour, you're going to be in trouble. You're not going to be able to stop it, and you're going to lose your kit, and you could also do some damage to other people, other property, and we don't want that. So with the remote kill switch, if it loses signal to the handset, it applies the brakes straight away. And I've got that here, which my chaps, amazing chaps over at Wheel Spin Models, they supplied me the kill switch. So now I've just got a couple of Phillips. Oh, they're tight. That's coming. Just loosen them off first. Completely new territory for me, this. As I said, every day is a school day, or should be. If you can learn something new every day, life is so much better, you know that. So that's that. Now, let's see how tricky it is. Oh, that's quite loose. Just conscious of what I'm going to be finding in here. Okay, it's just a wire. There we go. That's the button out. So that's the button there. And then we've got to try and wire this in. I can see red goes to the back. Red goes to the back and black to the front. So live and neutral. I want to try and replicate that. So if we open up the kill switch itself, this is the part that connects, I believe, to the engine. We have a live and neutral. So we've also got a live and neutral on the switch. So I'm guessing you put one of these on the switch and one of these goes to what would be, I guess, the ignition coil here. Looks like that comes off, but I'm loath to do that. I'm going to see if I can get, it could be awkward, but let's see if I can get this off. So we'll just get that off. And these are on tight, they're on tight, aren't they? That's off. Give it a wiggle. There we go. Let's see if I can get that one off. I'll try and do this without removing this bit of kit here. Remembering that the live goes to the back. I don't know whether it really matters, but I'm going to follow suit. That's it. That's off. Now, how tricky is that going to be? Don't know. Only one way to find out. Okay. I'm wondering, that would be, I guess these would be the right ones. So let's see if we can get that live one on the back. How complicated is that to get that in there? Could do with some light on the scene actually. Or do I just take this off? Just worried about anything springing out of that I wouldn't want to. Also, while I've got this off, I'm trying to think, where does the cable go? I need to feed this cable out somewhere. Trying to think, oh, could possibly go, yeah, it could possibly go out through here. That's got a heat source. I don't think that would be a good place to put it. Let me think. Possibly underneath, through there. I think that's probably where I'm going to end up putting it, but I'm going to have to take this off. I didn't want to, but I'm going to have to. I just need to be mindful. I've had a good look and I can't see anything that might spring out, so let's try it. Oh, that's tight. Oh, hang on, looks like there's a little black spacer in there, so have to be careful we don't lose that. Just get those nice and loose, and then I'll take them out by hand, I think. Oh, it's like undergoing surgery. Are they loose? Oh yeah, they're loose. Okay, so let's. Oh, there they go. I'll pop them there. Now, how loose is this? Is this? Oh, that comes out easier than I thought. Right. Now, doesn't that make life a lot easier? So that goes in that. I'm going to plug the red one, the red lead of the remote kill switch, onto the back. Hope that's gone down, is it? Nope. It's because it's moved inside the sleeve. That's down and nice and tight, and that leaves me the black lead to go back on the front there, like that. Now just a matter of putting that back, I think, hopefully, and getting the spacers back in. There we go. Right, so let's use my little forceps. That'll hold, hopefully that'll hold that. Just rotate that around. All I just want to do is get that bolt, there we go, the bolt through the sleeve, and then I can release that. Just find its way into this slowly. Just going to wind that in a little bit. Now get the spacer for the other side. Plane's low. Same deal with that. Just push that. There we go. Just want to get through the spacer, and then I can release the forceps. Find the thread, and that looks like it's in, so just tighten that off again. It's got a double washer on this. I don't know whether I need to use thread locker on it or not. I'm not going to. Just keep that nice and tight. Tight. So that's that. Right, now the only thing is I think I need to get this resistor off of here and move it further around the outside of this, so let's do that. Should just clip off. And we'll pop that on the outside of the cable, out here somewhere. That's it, so that's outside of the engine bay. So that's that. Now just to take the switch, and looks like the red went to this side, so I'm going to hold it this way, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to hold it this way. Let's unplug the red one first. Give that a bit of a wiggle. Loosen that off. It's on there tight, which I guess you'd expect it to be. Pliers required, I think. There we go. So I'm going to red on here before I forget to do it. I don't know whether it matters or not, but I don't want to risk it. So I'm putting the red back in place. That, now I can take this off. Leave that there, we don't need that anymore. And put the black wire onto this, the back of the switch. That's it, on. So that's it, kill switch installed. Just need to hopefully be able to reposition it back into its position when this goes back on. So let's do that now. Don't think I've got to do anything else. No, that's it. I think I'm happy with the route out. Yeah, I think that's fine. That'll be fine. Right, okay, so let's try and put this back on. Let's see if that slides. What way does that go? Goes onto that. Well, that. Oh, it's too easy. Surely that's not as easy. It can't be as easy as that, can it? Looks like it. Right, let's get some bolts back in here. Oh, do you know what? I am going to put a little bit of thread locker on these, because they are going to be a lot of stress. These will be under. Not a huge amount of thread locker, just a little bit. Nice and tight. Put my thread locker on this one. Go diagonally opposite. Just wind that in. That went too easy. I'm wondering, did I do anything wrong? I think there's like a mysterious thing about doing these. I haven't seen anybody do a full kill switch installation on YouTube. I may have missed it, and if you have and you're watching this, apologies, but now if you've watched this, you know how to do it. It's actually reasonably straightforward. I think this lead will then connect to a standard lead, which then will plug into my receiver, and that does the job of signaling and activating the brakes should you lose control or lose signal with the car. So just getting these nice and tight. Oh. Cool. It's stuck in there now. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh, try and do it this one. Oh, that's it. Tight. 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 And the last two screws. Again, just a tiny little bit of thread locker on those, and these go back in here. And they should go back in there. What's going on? There we go. No need for a thread locker, it's going into plastic, so fair enough. That's it. That's the kill switch installed. Well, the first half of the kill switch lead. Now on to the air filter, I think, or the exhaust. I think we'll go with taking the exhaust off, because the air filter could get a bit messy because it's got oil and everything on the inner filter. So this here is held on by two big hex fixings. Have I got the right tools here? Yes, I have. Good. And let's have a look. Oh, and there's a screw underneath here as well. So I don't want this. I've ordered a mother of all exhaust for this. It hasn't arrived just yet, but I didn't get that from Wheelspin Models because they do not stock it, but they were brilliant in telling me where to get it from. So I've managed to trace one of these down. It's what they recommend, what Wheelspin Models recommend. That's it. To run with this to get the best performance out of it. So so that's what I've done. I've ordered that. And I don't really, oh, that's a long old bolt, so I'll pop that, let's pop that in there. Won't need that just yet. And I'm sure if I take this off, there'll be a gasket underneath it. I think it comes with a new set of gaskets anyway. Let me just take that. Last screw, that's coming out nice and easy. Pop that in there. So, okay, there's the old gasket. So that's where the new exhaust will connect to. With this gone now, I'll be able to install this, and it will not clash with the rest of the buggy. So that's gone. Now we go on to the air filter. Now that here, I'll tell you what I'll do. Let me go and get all the parts I'm going to need to put the new air filter on. Right, looks like I've found everything I need. So let's just get these parts off the parts tree. So that is part, it's fairly obvious what it is, I think. And then we've got these. Oh, anyway, we'll get them off and then we'll work out what we've got to do with them. And the final part. That's that. I found this lurking around one of the bags. We've got a seal, got a tube. I'm not sure what this tube's for because there's tubes on the actual gasoline itself, but that may become apparent. Nothing obvious so far on the instructions. Right, so all that is there. That's all we've got. That's all we need. These can be popped away now, I'm pretty sure. Let's get the old air filter off. So to get the air filter off, we're going to have to unclip this. So there's a switch on the side there, that's right, and then I think we simply press that in. Let's see if we can get that. There we go. That just takes the front cover of that off. And if you've ever wondered how a choke works, there it is. That's it. Closed, open, lets the air in, lets a small amount of air in. Now, so I'm hoping it's a simple matter of taking this off. Oh, that's tight. Let's get that loosened. Hopefully this is reasonably straightforward. I hope it is anyway. Oh, I've got a long way to go. Going to need these long bolts. Keep these out of harm's way. Gently lift that off. Pop that out of the way. There's everything on show. Gasket, the works. Right, so now just need to retrieve all our bits and bobs to be able to put this on. So I have got to find, there's another part I need to find. That's it there, actually, there it is. That was the bit that was lurking around. I think that just goes on there like that. Gasket's already on there, you can see. Talks about a gasket, but it doesn't come with a kit, so I guess it just assumes that you're using this gasket here. So that goes on there. Then, oh, there's some spacers required. Right, let's have a look in that bag. Right, so there's a couple of spacers on the instructions that I need to go and find. Right, found the spacers. It's hard to find, but it was on the parts tree. Right, come on. I'll make sure all this passes through the gasket, back into that. Just wind that in a bit loose. Put the other one in. feels right. Okay, so that, sorry for the big sigh, I just always worry about doing things like this in case I mess it up, but I don't think I have. So that goes in there. Tight as possible. Right, that's that. Then we have this, which is the frame for the and there's a seal to go around that, which is this here. This little O-ring. That, from what I can see on the instructions, pops onto, there's a little recess in there. So that goes on the recess. So that goes in there nicely. Nice and easy. And then that goes on there. Just goes on there. Just pushes in. Nothing holding it in place other than a bit of friction by the looks of it. Pretty sure that's right. Then we have, so they give you 2 of these and it's already got oil on it. It's very important to get this oil saturated into the sponge and use the plastic. Right, so I'll do there. Just give that a good old squeeze. Get my knife. That's where I was there for a minute. Pop one of these out. That then slides with the hole like that over the top of that. I'm now going to just reseal this bag so I can have a nice spare filter. Put that in my spare box, which is growing all the time. Just sealing that up. And just put that across the top. So pop that out of the way. Then we have this frame that sits over this, which is probably where it all kind of holds it together. I think that goes. Now it shows this, let's get it up the right orientation. It shows this. I'm just trying to work out. The top bit goes over the top. So that kind of goes over the top of that. Then this bottom bit, which is the clip and hinge, I think, goes around that. That holds that into place. So that answers the question of that. That just needs to be trimmed off. Oh, I've got to push that sponge. My hands are so oily now. Let's trim that piece off. Get the old parts tree. Push that sponge around. Right, so that goes in there like that. I think we can also clean that piece off. I don't think that belongs there. Put that back into that bag. Then we can put one of the outer sponges on. Let's move that out of the way. So this goes on over the top of that, from what I can work out, making sure that that sponge sits inside there as it should. Then we have the cover plate that goes over the whole top like that. Let's just spin that around, so we've got the HPI Racing the right way around, and there's a split pin that goes through that. It should do. That just needs to be pushed back. And the easiest job of all, split pin, is proven to be really tricky. Why is that not going through there? Anyway. I don't know. But we'll get it working. I think I need to clean my hands. I'm full of oil. That would help, wouldn't it? It's just super slippery because of the oil, but anyway. It's down there. Come on, you're in there. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Oh, easy, but just because my hands are oily. But I'm going to turn that round, so I've got the HPI Racing the right way round. Move this all out of my way. Clean my hands up, and that's the air filter fitted. So that's that. Just do a bit of dressing around on that. Now you can upgrade these, of course you can. I'm happy to leave it as is. What comes with the kit, I'm sure that's going to be fine. So just to recap, we've got the kill switch installed, we've removed the exhaust, and now we've got the HPI filter on. Now this should fit. I'm going to do this just slightly off camera to save embarrassment. Fits like a glove. Right, so I'll reposition the camera and then we can get this engine bolted into place. Actually, before I put this onto the main engine, onto the chassis, need to install the clutch bell. So the instructions are quite clear. They've got an upgrade. There's an insert piece of paper, with an upgrade on it. So you need to be mindful of that. And you have this main part here. This is a plastic part. Now, I was doing a lot of research on this, and a lot of the HPI owners recommend that you replace this with an aluminium one, which I've got here, and it's identical. It's identical. So I'm not going to need that. That'll become a spare. We're going to use the aluminium one. The reason why I understand that if you excessive use of this can end up breaking it. But what we need this part here. So we'll trim that off of that. And we'll pop that out of the way. And there's a nut to go in the in here. So we've got our little nut installation tool. That goes in there. Just pop down this, push that in. So that's in there. Now, this, just gonna try and work out how this works. So the orientation, so that goes, this gets bolted into the onto the engine directly. I'm just trying to think the right orientation. It looks like it's that way. That's correct, I think. And there's a sleeve that they recommend that goes in first, which is this. It's a gunmetal kind of colour. Sorry, sleeve. That then pops into there. Then that's fixed with one of these big bolts. And just make sure I've got the right size tool. Nope. Next one up. Yep. That just simply gets bolted onto the engine like so. There's no mention of thread locker on this particular one. Actually, no, they do recommend thread locker, so let's spin that off. Let's just put a little bit of thread locker on that. That's not fitting in there. That's because I've got the wrong bolt. The thicker gauge bolt. What an idiot. There we go. That's better. Now, I'm going to need the bigger one. No, bear with me. That's the right one, isn't it? No, next one up. There's the right one now. Sorry about that. Now it's going in. So that's in. I think it can only go one place, really. Then it's time to find. I've actually got to go and find the other thicker bolts. Bolt found. Sorry about that. And it's only because I've bought this upgrade and I've gone out of sequence, because obviously this comes preloaded with its ball bearings, or its bearings already installed. It's already threaded here, so you'd no need to plug in nuts. And the orientation of that, this is the clutch bell, aptly named. From what I can work out, this sits, I'll put that vertically like that, suggesting vertically. Hang on. So it's got to go vertically, and then I've got to make sure that the orientation is correct. So that's vertical, and then that doesn't give you any angle. Doesn't talk about angles. Let me just have a look at that. Just suggest that this and the line of the bell. So there's a slot there. I don't know if you can see that. There. Putting it on my bench suggests that this is the orientation it should be in. I'm wondering whether that's to do with the position of the. Does it really matter? Don't know. Let's put it on here. Let's rotate that around so that we line up. Right. So let's get it the right orientation. So this is towards me. Oops. Towards me. Bell on. Vertical line this way. Line. That looks right, I think. Does it? No, it's spun. Right. Vertical line. Sorry about this, guys. Vertical line. That. That's it. Okay. Obviously that moves, so don't know what that's all about. Then we've got that's that. Then we can fix this now. And this does come with its own fixings. I don't think we need a collar on this because this is the aluminium version. So let's put a thread locker on that. It's the right one, isn't it? And another one of these big chunky ones. Just put a bit of thread locker on it. Oh, need a bit more. I'm using the red one here because it's asking us to use the red one. Just dressing that with a little bit of thread locker. Not going mad in case I need to take all this off. Oops, no, that's the wrong one. Stupid boy, Tony. Getting ahead of myself. Just put the torque side of that on that just to get it really nice and tight. Doesn't like that. Tends to stick. And tightening that up. Now, the kit itself, the upgrade comes with a long bolt. This long bolt here, which I guess is the one that goes into this. But actually the instructions don't mention that. But we're going to run with this. It's only because this is the only difference is this is deeper. This aluminium version is deeper. So let's put some thread locker on that. I'm guessing this spring washer is to do with that. I guess this is easier to put this on here while the engine's off the chassis. That's why they ask you to do it. That's that. Now, what else is required? Nothing. Just goes onto the engine like that. So there's a bolt or a screw that's supposed to go through here. That's got to go on. And that's one of these sleeves. But with this one, not sure. So I think that's it. I think that's it. Although it's odd. There should be one that the instructions tell us one thing. Because I've upgraded it, there's no instructions with the upgrade. But it's identical. But it's definitely suggesting that should go in there. But that doesn't seem to want to fit. Interesting. I don't think that's the case. I think that's fine. I think that's just me misreading the instructions. But I'm going to check that and I'll come straight back. Right, I'm happy with that. I'm absolutely really happy with that. I've checked it, double checked it. It's absolutely right. So now is the time to put it on to the buggy. So I'm going to spin this around and I'm going to try. Well, first things I'm going to do, I was looking at the fuel intake, which is on the bottom here. Sorry, I know I'm covering with my hand. And I'm thinking that's going to be difficult to, once it's in. So I'm going to put that on now. He says the black, according to the instructions, is for the fuel in. God, that's tricky just now. I'm trying to do that underneath. So yeah, the black is for fuel in and the yellow is for return. And I think I can get to the yellow, that's not going to be a problem. But yeah, I'm glad I've done this. Don't know if I have to put a little tiny mini cable tie around that. I might do once it's in. So that's on there. I gently then move that around into its roughly into position. Careful not to damage or catch the kill switch. Oh, okay, what's going on? That's it. That's roughly in its position there. Right, so now I'm going to try and tilt this on its side. It's getting heavy now. I'll hold the engine and see if I can. Yeah, right. So it doesn't ask for thread locker on this. I'm kind of glad because, well, I don't know why. I guess I might put a little bit on, just a little bit. Anyway, that's that. Now I've got to try and manipulate the engine into that position there. Don't forget to use your countersunk washers for this. Keeping that nice and loose. Can I see the hole for that? Yes. Sorry, I'm trying to do this so you can see it. Put a little bit of thread locker on that. That's it. Second bolt loosely in. Now we can start tightening these up. Get the right size. Get the right size tool. Where's that gone? Oh, it was here a second ago. Disappearing tools. Will that do it? No. Where's that gone? Right. Let me find that. I don't know what I've done with that. And I'll be back. Found it underneath the rag. Right. So now, I'll just spin this round. Just getting these two initial locating bolts in position, just to bolt this engine in. I can feel the engine tightening up, pulling towards the chassis. That's that. Now I've got to do this on here, but I'm going to spin it around to be able to do that, I think. Right, so we've got the fuel in hose all in, good. Before I forget, I'm just going to put the yellow hose on, which is the fuel return, according to the instructions anyway. That's my kill switch, which we need to wire up into the receiver box. But let's deal with this here. Now there's got to be a spacer in here. It gives you two options depending on which type of engine, I guess. This one here is a solid. I mean, there's another one that's got like a ridge in it. It looks more like a reel, but that doesn't. That's obviously for a different engine. So now I've got to try and somehow get this. Don't need a washer for this because it's already a different hole. Tony, try that. Got to try and manipulate this. Feed it. Could try and use the forceps here, but I don't think that's it. We're in. That's it. We're in. So that spacer is going to do its job and pull the engine down to the spacer as I tighten this up. Yeah, I can feel it tightening, pulling it into the chassis, and that's it. Lovely. Just going to give these another little tighten when I've got it on its side. That's great, really tight. That's not going anywhere. That's not going anywhere. And that is brilliant. There's the engine in, looking mighty fine. And I really like that new, this sort of clutch here. It's nice. This aluminium is quite a nice look. So I was just getting a bit confused because, well, just me being a bit of an idiot. But anyway, as always, follow the instructions. You cannot go wrong, as they say. Right, so that's it really. I'm going to just pack away now and I'll come back to camera. Well, that's it. It comes to the end of this particular Baja build day. Not a long build session, but quite a lot involved with the engine and the mods to the engine. Really, really pleased. It's gone in as easier than I thought. And just to recap, what we did is I put on the kill switch, which I need to next time round connect into the receiver box and just test that to see if it's working. Cut a hole, there's a little LED that comes in this kit here, so that we're not finished with that, but we've done as much as we could to get the engine installed. We removed the old exhaust, ready for the new exhaust whenever that arrives, and we changed the air filter to the front here, and then sort of just reconnected all to the carburetor, and we installed the sort of the clutch belt and this upgrade here as well. So I'm really pleased. I think it's looking brilliant. It's got some weight to it now. I wouldn't like to weigh it, but it's got some weight to it now, and you really can begin to see the layout of this incredible piece of kit. And when you see the engine installed in it, you begin to realize that this is going to be fast, really fast. So anyway, that's enough of that. Thank you for joining me today. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, because we've got a lot more work on the Baja, and I've restarted my Series 1 build as well, which is the Armortech Series 1 Land Rover. That's on another playlist. So if you are new to my channel, please subscribe, because there's a lot to see, and I've got a lot more coming up, which I will let you guys know in the future. And just a massive thank you to all of you that continue to support my channel, who continue to comment and give me those wonderful thumbs up. I'll sign off by saying I'm Tony. I love building these massive models, and I can't wait to see you in the next build session. See you soon.